I'm making some Sausigio. You can make it with lamb, ground line, or beef. I'm using this nice beef that I bought. It's 98% lean. I've got my casing, and this is the real fine casing. Soak it in some cold water. Some people take the casing and turn it inside out. I don't do that anymore. It's not necessary. My pieces are pretty long because when I get a new package of casing, I take them and measure, cut them in shorter pieces, and I roll them in little sections like this so it's easier to get to and they're not all tangled up. Okay, find the hole. And this one is very difficult. If you do it in the water, it usually opens it up a little bit. There. And I'm just running the water through. This real fine one is lamb casing. So that's what you need for the Sausigio. I've got my funnel. Actually, this is my mom's. I don't know how old that is. I don't know if my dad made it or they brought it from the old country, but it looks like something my dad made. He was quite a handy person, that guy. Love him. Now what I'm doing is just kind of pushing the casing onto the narrow piece of the funnel. This is quite a long one. I think I'm going to cut it so that it doesn't take so long to fill. And it'll be easier to film. What I have here is a little bit of ice water. Get some ice and some water because I'll need it. Now taking a little bit of meat and stuffing it into the hole. And then put a little bit of water so that it so it flows easier as I stuff. And as you see, it's stuffing. Kind of hold on to it till you try to get it evenly stuffed. Sometimes it's a little fatter in places, but we're going to take care of that at the end. And I keep stuffing till I get this piece completely filled. And as I say, a little bit more water as it starts to get dry and too hard to push in. If too much of the casing comes off with not so much meat in it, you can just have to pull it back a little bit, or if too much, you can squeeze it out a little bit. See how it gets thicker when there's not enough water in there, so I'm going to put a little more. I'm just putting a drop of water each time to help the meat slide in. Some people do this on a meat grinder. There's a sausage stuffer, and that's fine, but I feel that it breaks up the pine nuts too much. I like them to be whole. Something I do to make sure that I have the right spices before I stuff it all in the casing, I take a little piece and microwave it just to taste it and see. After I stuff it, kind of squeeze it. What I'm trying to do is get an equal amount of meat in each part of the casing, making it all even. So if there's too much near down the bottom, at the bottom we'll just squeeze it out and take it out. See here, there's a thick piece there. I gotta thin that out. You're squeezing some of the thick part down to the part where it's too skinny. It's pretty even. Doesn't have to be perfect. I lay it out and I'm going to show you how I tie it. After it's even, I just twist 2 or 3 times. Same as I do the other sausages. Twist it a couple times and thread it. Now, see, these are a little bigger. My mom made them. She always made them small because she would use them for hors d'oeuvres. continue tying them. When you tie them, it doesn't always come out even. So, I'll just twist this one and leave it. And I'll show you how I pack them and put them away. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to trim off all the extra casing. Throw that away. And I cut them in 4s. Like that. The little pieces like this, we just fry them up and eat them right away as a snack. What I'm going to do is just pack these in. I've let the butter and the oil get hot, and then I just take and layer the Sausigio in there. I'm going to lower it to medium and let them cook slowly. You don't prick these sausage because you want them to hold the juice. Put them in there, and I put them I cook them till they're cooked on the one side, then I flip them over. I use a cast iron pan for this because it does cook them much better. So they got a little brown on top. I'm going to flip them over. You don't want to overcook these. It's alright if they're a little pink in the middle because you want the juice to stay in them. If you overcook them, they'll dry out. Once you take them out, they will continue to cook because there's a lot of nice juice in there that will continue cooking the inside of the meat a little bit. I want to leave them a little bit pink, and they seem to be all cooked. I'm going to turn the burner off.